Hey everyone, Richard Metal Fan here, bring you guys a new 2015 album review, and today we're going to be looking into the new album from Born of Osiris entitled Soul Sphere, which comes out this Friday through Sumerian Records. Now, for those of you who don't know who Born of Osiris are, they're a deathcore band that formed in 2003 in Illinois. I mean, I wouldn't really consider Born of Osiris deathcore. I would consider them more progressive metal, core shit, whatever the fuck. I'll just call them metal. Let's just leave it at that. And I've been a fan of these guys for a couple years now. I heard somebody post about them, and I decided, I'll just go check them out. I listened to their discography in full. I mean, I've heard the New Rain EP, which I thought was a pretty good, and I kind of liked A Higher Place, and then I heard the Discovery, and I was like, holy fuck! And I pretty much loved that band even more. That album is just fucking insane, and I still consider that the Discovery by Born of Osiris still their best album to date, in my opinion. And then we get their last album, 2013's Tomorrow We Die Alive, which I thought was a pretty good album too. But does this album top that album? In my honest opinion, I think it has. I feel like this album is pretty much combined sort of like the older elements from New Rain, Higher Place with sort of elements from Tomorrow Die Alive and a bit of the Discovery in there. And the production is on this album is pretty much top notch. Like everything is where it needs to be. Similar, like it pretty much kind of sounds like something from the last couple records. And the vocal work in general in this album is pretty good. I mean, Ronnie Cannizzaro and Joe Barras, the keyboard players' vocals just sound insanely good, especially on some songs where their vocals just blend well together. It's just very just like Ronnie's vocals just insanely godly. I don't even know what to say. It's just really good. But some of the clean vocal work on this album is pretty good too. And then we get to the guitar playing. I mean, what can I say? I mean, Lee McKinney. This guy is a fucking shredder, dude. And some of the songs on this album is just showcases his ability, and I really love that a lot. And honestly, consider Lee McKinney pretty much one of the best metal guitar players of this generation. It's pretty awesome. The bass playing is pretty audible from David DeRocha. You can hear the bass on some of the songs. The keyboards on this album is more present on this album compared to like the last album from Joe Barras. You can hear some on some of the songs. The keyboards have a little bit more of a role on this. And drumming wise, I mean, Cameron Losh. I mean, this dude's a fucking insanely good drummer. I like some of the blast beats he does, and just the overall ridiculous drumming he does is just very insanely impressive. If I say so myself. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on to this album. Now, the album opens up with The Other Half of Me, which is a pretty interesting way to start off this album. It's a very ominous way with the keyboards, and it just slams right in with some great guitars and drums. It's just a very good way to start off this album. Then we get to Throw Me in the Jungle, which is the first single off this album. And to me, this is pretty much the first taste of the new album, which very much sounds very different from what Born of Osiris has done in the past. It's a very powerful song, and the vocals on that's just insanely powerful is pretty much how I describe powerful. Bleh. But yeah, moving on to Free Fall, which is just a very relentless song, and just the guitar solo is just really great, and just the drumming is pretty insane. Then we get to Illuminate, which is a pretty good song, and just some very good vocal work from Ronnie and Joe. It's just pretty good. Then we get to The Sleeping and the Dead, which this kind of sounds very old school born sounding. Kind of sounds like something off of A Higher Place, which I thought was pretty good song. Then we get to a Tidebinder, which is a very mid-paced song. And just some good, has a little bit of symphonic elements, especially with the keyboards, is pretty good. Then we get to a Resilience, if I'm saying that right, which is a pretty good song. It just has some very great guitar leads, and I really love the sweeps. Is pretty awesome from Lee. It's just insanely good. One of his standout tracks, in my opinion, like one of the songs that showcases his abilities, and pretty much one of my favorite songs off this album. Then we get to Goddess of the Dawn, which is another old school sounding song. For me, this song kind of sounds like something I would hear off the New Rain. It's a pretty good song. Then we get to the next song, which is The Louder the Sound, the More we All Believe, which is a very hard-hitting song. It's just a very straight up. It's just a very good, very catchy song, if I should say. Then we get to Warlords, which is a pretty good song. Has some pretty good chugging guitars. Then we get to River of Time, which is a very, it has a very interesting way to intro, especially with the keys. This is a, I can't speak today, sorry. Has a good keyboard intro, it should say, and just some great vocal work. Then we get to the last song on the album, which is The Composer. There just has some very insane guitar work and some drumming is pretty good. Now overall, Soul Sphere by Born of Osiris is a pretty good album. If I were to give this album a score, I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. So yep, that's pretty much my review of the new Born of Osiris, guys. What do you guys think about it? If you haven't heard it, it's streaming on the Sumerian Records YouTube channel. Just go check it out if you haven't got the chance. And I'm going to buy the album when it comes out on Friday. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Keep it metal.